If she's waiting for you to text, don't. Not to punish her, not to play a game, but because the moment you feel that pull, the urge to reach out, to fill the silence, to ease the tension, you're standing at a critical crossroads. One path leads back into reaction, the other leads into self-command. And Stoicism has always been about choosing the second path, especially when the first feels easier. Most people confuse silence with weakness. They assume not texting means you're struggling, holding back emotion, waiting to be noticed. But disciplined silence is something else entirely. It's the moment you refuse to let impulse decide for you. It's when you stop outsourcing your calm to a notification, a reply, or a response you can't control. She expects the text because patterns were set before, attention flowed, comfort was restored through communication, and when that pattern breaks, the discomfort usually pulls people right back into it. The Stoics understood this pressure well. They knew that whoever moves first under emotional pressure gives away leverage, not because the other person wins, but because you lose alignment with yourself. This video is about that exact moment. The moment you don't text, why that pause matters more than any message you could send, and how choosing restraint over reaction quietly shifts the entire dynamic, without confrontation, without explanation, and without regret. If this resonates, take a moment to like the video, leave a comment, subscribe to Stoic Blessing, and turn on notifications to become a Stoic soldier. Because real strategy isn't about saying the right thing, it's about mastering yourself when silence tests you most. She's waiting because expectations were formed long before the silence. Messages used to come easily. Responses were predictable. When communication becomes routine, absence feels like something that needs to be fixed. Most people rush to restore that comfort, not because the connection is meaningful, but because uncertainty feels uncomfortable. Stoicism teaches that comfort and truth are not the same thing. Comfort keeps patterns alive. Truth exposes whether those patterns are chosen or automatic. When you don't text, you interrupt the routine. And interruption forces awareness, both in you and in her. The expectation isn't always conscious. It's built into the rhythm of interaction. Who usually reaches out first? Who fills the silence? Who soothes tension? When you stop playing that role, the dynamic shifts quietly. There's no argument, no announcement, just a break in predictability. This is why silence feels heavier than words. Words continue the pattern. Silence pauses it. And in that pause, something becomes clear. Who was moving out of habit and who was moving out of choice? By not texting, you're not creating distance, you're creating space. Space to see whether the connection stands on its own, or whether it was being held together by your constant effort. Texting too soon feels harmless, but it communicates more than words ever could. It signals that the silence unsettled you, that the space needed to be closed quickly. Even a casual message carries emotional weight when it's sent to relieve inner pressure. Stoicism teaches that actions driven by discomfort weaken self-command, even when they appear small. When you text under impulse, you reveal where your calm still depends on response. You show that silence has power over you, and once silence controls you, so does whoever benefits from breaking it. This isn't about intention, it's about information. Every reaction teaches the other person how you're affected. The Stoics warned against confusing relief with resolution. Relief is immediate. Resolution requires patience. When you text just to feel better, the moment passes, but the pattern deepens. The expectation resets, and the next silence feels heavier than the last. Choosing not to text is not passive, it's active restraint. It's the decision to let emotion rise and fall without obeying it. And each time you make that decision, you reclaim a little more authority over yourself, quietly, without needing to announce it. Stoic strategy begins with the pause, not silence meant to send a message, but silence meant to clear your own mind. When you don't text immediately, you give yourself space to separate impulse from intention. Emotion rushes in fast. Wisdom arrives slower. The Stoics trained themselves to wait for the second voice, not obey the first. Most people never sit in that pause long enough to feel its power. They act because stillness feels uncomfortable. The phone becomes a pressure valve. A text becomes relief. But Stoicism teaches that discomfort is not an emergency. It's a test. And tests are where character is revealed. When you pause, the urge loses its grip. You realize you won't collapse if you don't send the message. The anxiety fades. The need dissolves. What felt urgent becomes optional. And in that moment, the balance shifts. Not because you did something, but because you didn't. This is where real control returns. Not control over her, but control over yourself. And self-control is the foundation of every Stoic strategy. Without it, every move is reaction. With it, silence becomes strength rather than absence. When you don't text, the dynamic changes without confrontation. There's no argument to defend, no emotion to manage, no explanation required. Just the absence of a response that was expected. And that absence does something powerful. It removes leverage. Silence backed by composure leaves nothing to pull on. Stoicism teaches that predictability is the foundation of control. When someone knows you'll always reach out, always explain, always soothe the silence, the balance quietly tilts. Not because they're malicious, but because habit creates dependency. The moment you stop feeding that habit, the structure weakens. This isn't about creating anxiety or playing hard to get. It's about refusing to move first under pressure. Pressure reveals where discipline ends and impulse begins. When you don't text, you prove to yourself that you don't need immediate relief to remain steady. And that steadiness is felt, even without words. Calm silence communicates that you're no longer governed by expectation. You're no longer rushing to restore comfort at your own expense. You're allowing the moment to stand as it is. That's when the shift happens. Not loudly, not dramatically, quietly. Because the most powerful changes never announce themselves, they simply alter the balance and move on. This is where people misunderstand Stoic strategy. They assume silence is manipulation, a move designed to provoke a response or regain power. But Stoicism is clear about intent. The moment silence becomes a tactic aimed outward, it loses its strength. This isn't about controlling her behavior. It's about refusing to let impulse control yours. When you don't text, you're not withholding emotion, you're regulating it. You're choosing not to discharge discomfort onto someone else just to feel momentary relief. That choice restores inner alignment. Your actions begin to match your values instead of your anxiety. The Stoics believed that a man out of alignment is easy to move. He reacts quickly, speaks impulsively, and gives away information about his inner state. A man in alignment moves slowly. He observes. He chooses. And that slowness is not weakness. It's discipline. By not texting, you reclaim authorship of your behavior. You're no longer acting because silence feels uncomfortable. You're acting, when you do, because it makes sense. And once your actions come from clarity instead of craving, the dynamic changes permanently. At that point, whether she responds or not becomes secondary. You're no longer managing the outcome. You're managing yourself, and that's the only form of control Stoicism ever cared about. As you resist the urge to text, something important happens inside you. The anxiety that once felt urgent begins to soften. The constant checking fades. You realize that the silence didn't harm you. It steadied you. Stoicism teaches that every impulse you don't obey strengthens your character. Each moment of restraint is a quiet victory over reaction. You start trusting yourself more, not because you won anything externally, but because you proved you can sit with discomfort without needing immediate relief. That trust changes how you see communication. Texting is no longer a reflex to calm nerves. It becomes a deliberate act, chosen instead of compelled. This internal shift is subtle, but lasting. You stop measuring your worth by response time. You stop interpreting silence as rejection. You understand that your peace doesn't depend on what appears on a screen. And once that understanding settles, urgency loses its grip. The Stoics believed that freedom begins the moment you no longer need the thing you once chased. By not texting, you're not creating distance, you're creating independence. And independence is felt, even when nothing is said. When you reach this point, silence no longer feels like effort. It feels natural. And when silence is natural, it carries a calm authority that words rarely match. This composure doesn't need to be announced to be felt. Calm has weight. When you stop texting out of impulse, your presence changes, even in absence. You're no longer emotionally available on demand. You're available by choice. And that distinction alters how every interaction is experienced. People respond differently to those who are not ruled by urgency. There's less pushing, less testing, less expectation that you'll immediately fill space. Not because you're being distant, but because the dynamic has shifted. Emotional access is no longer automatic. Stoicism teaches that authority is not claimed. It's demonstrated through consistency. When your behavior remains steady regardless of silence, others sense it. They may not articulate it, but they feel it. The rhythm has changed. The old patterns no longer apply. This is why restraint feels powerful without being aggressive. You didn't demand respect. You didn't withdraw to make a point. You simply stopped moving first under pressure. And in doing so, you allowed the situation to reveal its true shape without interference. Silence backed by composure doesn't create chaos. It creates clarity. And clarity, once introduced, cannot be undone by a single message or moment of weakness. Eventually, texting stops being something you think about constantly. The urge no longer spikes the way it used to. Silence becomes neutral instead of charged. And that's when something important is revealed. Communication was never the source of stability. You were. Stoicism teaches that when you stop outsourcing your calm, everything else reorganizes around that truth. If communication resumes, it does so on different terms, not rushed, not fueled by fear of loss, fueled by intention. When you do text, it's because you want to, not because silence demanded it, and that difference is felt immediately. Words land differently when they're not carrying anxiety underneath them. This is where most people regain leverage without trying to, not because they withheld, but because they grew. The dynamic no longer revolves around who moves first. It revolves around who moves with clarity, and clarity always carries more weight than urgency. The Stoics believed speech should come from reason, not craving. When you wait until reason speaks, fewer words are needed, and fewer words spoken at the right time are far more powerful than a flood sent too soon. By the time you reach this point, silence has already done its work. It has stripped away dependency and replaced it with self-command. And once that happens, the need to text fades into the background, right where it belongs. If she's waiting for you to text, don't. Not because silence is powerful on its own, but because discipline is. The moment you stop moving first under emotional pressure, you reclaim something essential: authority over your inner world. Stoicism teaches that the man who governs his impulses governs his life. Everything else is secondary. You didn't ignore her. You honored yourself. You didn't withdraw out of fear. You stood still out of clarity. And that choice, quiet as it is, reshapes the entire dynamic. Not through force, not through explanation, but through consistency. Silence, when it's aligned, doesn't create distance. It reveals truth. It shows whether connection was mutual or maintained by your effort alone. It shows whether communication was choice or habit. And it gives you the space to decide who you want to be regardless of outcome. This is the Stoic strategy beneath it all. Don't rush to relieve discomfort. Don't act just to restore familiarity. Let silence do its work internally first. When you move from clarity instead of craving, every action carries weight. If this message resonated, take a moment to like the video. Leave a comment sharing what restraint taught you. Subscribe to Stoic Blessing, and turn on notifications to become a Stoic soldier. Because the strongest move isn't sending the perfect text. It's knowing when not to send one at all.